this is clearly what what politicians do, and that this is the time to like pander to the people and pet them with loving words and warm words that will basically that now the question is really, first of all, what does unity really mean?
Unity means not that everybody agrees with me. Unity means we have a lot of different things going on here. We have a lot of organ systems in the body. We have lungs and
Mm-hmm.
an ass and a heart and a brain and all of these different things. They all have to somehow work together. If you're not going to present to me a way, a method of how it's going to happen, of what we can do, then you are going to fail like everyone else. And I haven't seen
Mm-hmm.
any I have not seen a presentation of a method
Yeah,
of
like
how we're
what's your
going
proposal,
to
what's your
unite
yeah.
here. Take all the words of the dictionary and figure out which ones are going to hit my proper receptors and give me some speech that makes me feel good and show me my Hollywood singers, that make me feel good for a minute. And then,
Yeah, just to be clear, if
okay, be
it
clear.
it doesn't matter who was there yesterday, even if it was Trump instead of Biden, he would be saying pretty much the
Same
same thing.
exact
You
speech.
you'd be getting, maybe you'd be getting like a different beginning, a different opener, a different ending, kind of different mannerism, but same thing. A new leader says, "Let's unite," is basically saying, "Let's unite around me." Let's unite around the win. Let's unite around now I'm at the helm and I need to lead. And it's good for me that, everyone will now be united with me leading. And the kind of, and clearly, I don't think people even take it, except for you, who are, you're a sensitive guy, that, a poetic, sensitive guy that is easily malleable by the written word. So, except for you, I don't think people take it
Except for
seriously.
me and
I,
most of and half the country.
yeah, I don't think people really take it. I'm of the school of thought that thinks that I don't that people are, they're over it. I don't think they take it too seriously. So now I would say, look, this is how we are. We have evolved as human beings that have a very a powerful ego. Yes, egoism, that is a big part of who we are.
I'm not egoistic. They're
It's our
egoistic.
nature. No, no, no,
I'm not
no.
egoistic.
All of
They're
us.
egoistic.
No, right now you're listening to the president.
Okay, fine, fine.
This is the purpose of a
Shouting
speech. The
at the
speech
TV,
speech
basically.
is one side. It's not a discussion. You can shout at the
Okay,
TV,
okay,
but you'll
okay.
be we are who we are. That's our nature. And you know what? If we want to start figuring out how to live together in a better way, in a kind of atmosphere that doesn't feel like you're always struggling and fighting and battling the other side,
Then we need to
then
kill the other ones.
then then okay, then if that's where you're going, if that's where
No,
you're
not
going with
kill,
it,
not kill, not that
then
bad. Maybe just lock them all up and silence them.
so I would say, if we want to coexist, if we want to have a better life here, we exactly can't do that. We just can't. It's not gonna work. It doesn't work. This constant war is not healthy for us. It's not healthy for us. It's not healthy for our nation. It's not healthy for the human being.
You're right. I don't
So
feel healthy. I feel so upset all the time.
the point is that if we want to start creating a different kind of coexistence, we can't start from where we disagree, which is what you're doing now, which is, it's natural. It's only natural that we disagree. But we have to start from our common ground, and then we can build, and gradually we can even get to the point where we bring our disagreements together to the table, just like you do in a family. But first of all, we have to create an environment of a family. Right now we're at war, so there's no point in just saying, let's connect, or let's unite, let's be better towards each other, if there's no plan to create an environment, to create the conditions. And it takes work to create the conditions for people to start actually feeling each other as more connected, as more dependent on each other, more open to hear each other, more respectful of each other, and
You
so
know,
on. Yeah.
the issue that we have with democracy and all these things that you're talking about is that if you run a good enough campaign, you can get everyone to vote for Mickey Mouse. I mean, if Mickey Mouse promises free food and free healthcare and free college, well, then I'm going to vote for Mickey Mouse.
Yeah.
That's so it really is about education.
Yes.
It's really about, it's not just a solution without a method, because you say, well, I want peace. Okay, well, I guess you can just put everyone in jail and then there won't be any fights. That's all.
If we are talking about a society that is becoming increasingly divided, we have to see what is it in the environment that is more divisive. And then you'll probably find that you got to do something about the media, that you got to do something about social media, that you got to do something about education, that you got to do something about how the politicians conduct themselves, that you got to do something about the economy as well. You're gonna have to find that this is gonna take serious system level thinking and system level uh, uh, solutions and work in order to create a different kind of environment where people feel each other in a different way, respect each other, live with each other, and find a certain kind of deeper connection with each other.
If we're feeling loved, what does heroin stand up to love? What does any of these drugs, if we're feeling purpose in our life and we're feeling uh, cared and we have something to do and people care about us and we're caring
Yeah.
about people, that goes away, right? But instead, what do? It's the war on drugs, you
Yeah.
know we're going to fight against we're going to do this. Instead of heroin, we're going to give them methadone. Instead of that, we're going to do that. We're going to take it away from them. We're going to put them in jail, or we're going to put them in a clinic. What we need to do is give them a life, create a life for people, where people feel cared for, where people feel they have purpose, where people feel if they go to work all day long in a country where there's plenty of money, plenty of food, plenty of land, plenty of in a world where there's plenty of money, plenty of food, plenty of land, plenty of everything, and yet I'm
Okay.
working all day long and my spouse is working all day long and we're in debt, and if I work for the next 15 years, I won't be able to pay off all my debt, right? I'm going to go to the grave passing my debt on to my kids. And what? Give me a better option besides heroin. I don't have one.
So, so here's what's
Mr.
gonna.
President.
So as your president, I would tell you that here is what you know. What I think, if there was any true leader who also understands where the world is going to, they'd be just telling the truth and just laying the path forward. Uh, in our time, we've grown in our ego, and in our desire for fulfillment, in our need to be satisfied. We've grown so much to the point that, and we are so divided. So we need pleasure beyond anything that previous generations needed, and we are so unique, individually divided from each other, separated from each other, more than any other generation before us. So we're coming to the point where we cannot achieve a good life right here in this world without finding connection between us and with the source of life itself, with the source of the pleasure. And so we're going to see how in the near future, we're going to see how, just like the pandemic, more and more problems are going to push us to this awakening, to this recognition. You know what I mean? Like the stuff that you mentioned, um, it's at the end of the day, the core problem is that we don't have the right purpose to life. We don't have a good enough goal that all human beings can strive for. And under that goal, we can actually come together above our differences, despite our differences. The point is that you're going to have to find a way for people to bring their differences together. And for that, you need a higher goal. What is your current goal? Is one side's goal is to kill the others, is to win against the other
So let
side.
me ask you a question then. What
Yeah.
if my goal and your goal are contradictory?
Exactly. On
So how
one
are we supposed to unite?
no, 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 no. You see, that's where, okay, thank you. That's where this is more helpful. Thank the your liver and your lungs, they can't have uh, a different overarching goal. They can have their own individual function, individual goal in what they do for the body, but they all have to work for the body. That's not for you to choose. This is La La Land speaking. If you think that no, we can forever just do whatever we want and everyone can do whatever they want, no, we got to learn what nature wants from us. We're in a system, the natural system, just like COVID influence, can infect you whether you like it or not. Just like the climate doesn't take into account what what you feel like you want it to be. It just responds dynamically to the stuff that you're doing and the stuff that you're thinking. By the way, the nature is a system that is designed to take you to a certain level of evolution. You're not going to run away from that. So the sooner we educate ourselves about nature's goal and start aligning our aspirations and our goal with that, then we will learn that actually our unique differences, our unique qualities, our unique view on life is required. It's
Oh, so now,
necessary.
okay, so now you're
I'm
igniting
not
something in
I'm
me.
not eliminating what you think or feel
No, because
or do.
it sounded
But
at
I
first
am
like
saying there has to be a goal that we share. There has to be a goal that we share, and it will come not from a politician, it will come not from some speech, it will come from a recognition of the natural system that has brought us up to this point and where it wants to take us from here onwards.